Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So guys, it's time for another Sabbath. Yule is coming up and we will be taking a look at the seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. So this is by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. There are also other decks in this series. This is published by Rockpool, and I have a flip through of both the Samhain Oracle and the the Beltane Oracle. And there's also a Mabon Oracle coming out next year. And I think I mentioned before that I really like the Seasons of the Witch series and I plan to collect all of them. Now, I don't really follow a pagan path, but I am starting to learn about the Wheel of the Year, and starting with Yule, I plan to start celebrating in my own way the Wheel of the Year, starting with the upcoming Sabbath or Yule. Alright, so this is the guidebook, Seasons of the Witch Guidebook, Yule Oracle. So like with the other decks, the table of contents is pretty much the same. You have some information about the author, the illustrators, the illustrator, an introduction, how to use the cards, a lot of spreads. So one of the reasons why I really like this Oracle deck is that they suggest a lot of spreads that you can use. They're usually in theme with the Sabbath that the deck is about. And then you have the meanings of all of the cards. So let me just show you. So here's about the author, the illustrator, an introduction, how to use the cards, and here are the spreads. The Christmas cross, the evergreen wreath, the Star Tarot spread, the Winter Care spread, the New Year ahead. Yeah, so it's the spreads are in theme with the deck and you can get a lot of information from it. And of course, the meaning of each card. And you also have a thumbnail of the card. Alright. So the Yule deck was actually released before the Beltane deck. But yes, when I started filming, I started with Beltane, then Samhain, and then this particular deck. Okay, so for the card stock, it is glossy. It's typical Rockpool cardstock. I like it. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it doesn't feel too flimsy. It's easy to shuffle even though it's bigger. It's a bigger size. The card backs are similar to the other Seasons of the Witch decks, but the gilding is bright green. Oh, and the backs are not reversible for those who use reversals or shuffle in reversals, but this is for me, I don't really use reversals, especially for my Oracle decks. Alright, so let me just zoom in and let's start with the flip through. So it's also funny because I live in a tropical country, so we don't have seasons. We have hot and hotter, so it's a bit difficult to connect with, you know, the thinking or the feeling that it gets to winter or it's winter time and you get chills, it's cold, you know, it's a little bit difficult, but I would have to manage it, right? Because it's not really just the cold that would signify Yule, but there is a lot of elements because essentially the Wheel of the Year is working with the seasons. And you know, for someone who doesn't really have seasons, it's a little bit challenging, but I'm just going to have to find ways to reflect on the meanings of the Sabbaths and see how I can celebrate it in my own way. So of course here, feasting, it's definitely something that you can do regardless of the season, right? So yeah. But there are some themes of the Wheel of the Year that makes it difficult for someone who doesn't really have those seasons to connect with, like fireplaces. Yeah. So the art style, uh, so I'll put in the eye the flip throughs for the Beltane and the Samhain oracles, and so far my favorite is really the Beltane oracle, and I think it's because again it's the season, and that is a season that I most closely resonate with because of the warmth. And as for the art style, this one is because the Samhain is really very much thematic of turning inward, reflecting. The colors were pretty much grayscale, and yeah, and that would be my second favorite so far with the decks that have been released. And the reason I think that I don't connect as much with the Yule artwork is, aside from again what I mentioned about the season, winter and all that, it's just, it feels like I don't know if it should be brighter, because Yule is also celebrating the return, or it's the middle of winter, but you know that the sun is coming, and maybe that's how I see it, or how I picturing it. And I feel that the imagery can be more festive and bright, but I guess it's a balance. So I don't know, tell me what you think. If you have this deck, how do you feel about what do you feel about the art? Do you like it? And yeah, I mean, I have mentioned that the Seasons of the Witch is one of my favorite oracles. I don't keep a lot of oracles, but I am planning to complete this set. But so far, out of the 3 that I have, this one is one that I'm least excited to work with. Okay, so let me zoom out and we'll see how it shuffles, and then we'll pick a card to read. All right, so I shuffled, I zoomed out, and let's see how this deck shuffles. So again, even though it is slightly bigger, or a bigger cards because it's oracle size, I don't really have much trouble shuffling it because of the card stock. I do ripple shuffle all of my decks, gilded or not gilded. I don't discriminate. Okay, and then let's just see if a card wants to be read. Probably, let's see if a card jumps out on what the message, since I'm planning to start my Wheel of the Year, what is the message for me as I start this journey? Sorry, I'm not rushing through this because I do have a specific question in mind. I usually just draw a generic card for flip throughs, but in this case, let's see. Maybe we'll choose this one. Okay, so it is the Star card. So I also like the Seasons of the Witch oracles because they do have this at the bottom. So it says here, follow the stars for they know best, not too light, not too dark, a shimmer of what is coming next. Okay, so let's just take a look at the guidebook on what this means. And again, I did ask what the message is for me this Yule, this coming Yule, since I am planning to start to celebrate or to work with my Wheel of the Year. Okay, so the book says, we all have an inner North Star guiding us to our destiny. Your inner star speaks to you through your emotions, both good and bad. Fear speaks up when you should take caution. Joy is present when you've stumbled upon something that aligns with your soul. Sadness is a call to heal, and inspiration is fertile ground for creativity. You cannot go wrong when you follow your inner star. It is the light that will guide you home. You have pulled star in this reading to remind you to trust in your inner knowing. Your soul knows. It knows what you need and it knows what to avoid. It knows when something doesn't feel right and when you're on the right path. Believe in your ability to understand what is right, even when you're unsure of your destination. You already know what you need at this moment. Keep following your inner North Star and you will find your way to your purpose. And that really resonates with me because the reason why I started learning about tarot is to know more about myself. And now I'm learning about so many things, and the Wheel of the Year. Again, I don't follow a pagan path. I was raised Catholic, but I'm trying to explore and trying to learn more. And I think this is a good reassurance that I'm on the right path. I'm not saying I'm going to turn back on my Catholic faith. It's not that. And it's hard to explain, and I'm not usually as vocal about my spirituality or anything like that on this channel because I tend to use tarot without all of the spiritual aspect. I'm trying to take it out, but I think that there would be times that it can't be avoided. But I think that this card is a really good sign that I'm on the right path, or whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever it is that I'm trying to learn, I'm being guided by my higher self, by spirit, by depending on what you believe or follow. Yeah, I think this is a really powerful message. And I guess I notice I'm getting a little bit speechless because I don't read for others. And my readings are mostly for myself because they are for reflection. And this is, I think, the first time that I really picked a card for myself while recording. And I guess it's a special thing being able to share that with you today. And yeah, and I'm going to stop rambling and I'm probably going to start journaling after recording this. But this is the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. There are 2 more decks that have already been released at this point. So you have the Samhain and the Beltane Oracle. There are more decks coming out and I can't wait to collect them all, like Pokemon. But yeah, I can't wait to collect them because I am planning to practice, to start, to learn more about the Wheel of the Year. And yeah, maybe if you're interested, you can also go on this journey with me. Anyway, if you like this video and all of my ramblings, please click on the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I post tarot related content at least once a week and I'll see you again next time. Bye!